Is this dude really trying to hit Eii-chan in the face at the end of this week's episode? Are you kidding me right now? Like, are you straight up kidding me? This dude. I deal with Bowden from Arsalan today that's a straight up asshole. And now I'm dealing with this dude that plays so damn dirty that he's even about to hit Eii-chan in the fucking face. This dude has no chill. He doesn't care. He does anything to win. It's very nasty the way he plays. Like, I agree with Nabai, what he said in this episode, in the flashback. Playing dirty, using your cheap tricks to intimidate your opponent and all that is not going to allow it to where you can grow as a person. See, this dude that Eii-chan's currently facing, yes, it's effective, what he is doing, it's very effective, but the way he's going about it's just not right. This type of psychological warfare is kind of not right, in my personal opinion. I mean, he's using medical timeout like he's doing. It's very disgusting, and it shows us a different side to baby steps that we actually haven't seen before, because when it comes to baby steps, I mean, it always stays in a realistic realm, and this is realistic, because there's probably people out there that would do this type of shit and use the rules of the game, like medical timeout, to like, oh, I wasn't ready, to different things like that, to be able to win the game over in their advantage, and this is some very slick moves that this dude is pulling, but it's still fucking dirty and disgusting. I mean, in reality, what he's doing is okay. It's in the legal bounds of the rules, because, I mean, he's just bending the rules a little bit, but it's legal, what he's doing. So, I don't agree with it, but this is a good opportunity for Eii-chan to grow. All of these matches are for Eii-chan to grow, which is a good thing, but to see how Eii-chan now is going to have to grow in a different way to where he needs to realize that there's going to be people he's going to go up against that are going to use the rules to bend them in their situation to where, you know, they can win. For instance, changing up the pace of the match. Like, I mean, the medical timeout just changed the entire flow of the match. Like, when that happened, I instantly knew what that dude was doing. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Really? Like, there's many ways you can interpret that, but Eii-chan was about to break this dude's serve, okay? He was just about to break, and he was about to get in the lead. All of a sudden, this dude's like, oh, I hurt my leg, medical timeout, and it's a 3-minute timeout from what we found out. And he goes to sit down, and of course, if you're to do that, the first general reaction of the opponent that sees his opponent saying, I need to take a medical timeout, they're gonna look at it like, is he okay? Like, is he fine? That'll be the general reaction going on in your mind, or you might say it out and talk to him about it. Whatever the case is, you most likely have in your mind, like, is he okay? Is he hurt? Is he, you know, really injured? He's going to be able to continue to play? There's going to be many of these thoughts going and swelling up in your mind, and it's going to distract you away from tennis and get out of focus with the game. It, like, completely just detaches you away from what you were currently doing. It's kind of like, a perfect example is when you watch an anime, and then all of a sudden you see these black bars or sensors just pop up out of nowhere. It detaches you away from the episode because you're like, oh shit, yeah, I'm watching anime, and you just forget that you were just watching a show and you were getting mesmerized by it, but, you know, the censorship just detaches you away from the show, and you're like, oh yeah, okay. So, that's kind of what is going on here. What's going on with Eii-chan? That's like the best way to kind of analyze what is happening in this episode. This dude is kind of just destroying the flow where the Eii-chan just gets out of sync with what he was doing, and he's like, oh fuck, now I gotta get back into the rhythm again of what I was doing. And then the dude knows what he's doing. Like, the guy that called medical timeout knew what he was doing. He was doing that to intimidate Eii-chan for he could throw him off his game, and good thing Eii-chan had a little bit of practice when it came to pressure. He's able to have some form of self-control to understand, like, to hold back his emotions where he doesn't yell out or get very pissed off. He's able to, at the very least, keep his emotions in check, but it's still hard to probably keep them in check when you're looking over at a dude that's giving you these evil looks. I mean, let's think about this, okay? Ever since probably we were young, I bet everybody at one point in their life, when they were young, going to school or whatever, they probably had to where it's impolite to stare. That is the first thing I think any of us have probably heard in our life, like a long time ago. You could probably think about that, and you probably heard that many times. It's impolite to stare. And so, what this dude is doing, staring at Eii-chan, just goes against the fundamentals of what we learned when we were a kid. Don't stare at people, because when you get stared at by someone, you're going to, of course, look back at this person. You're going to be like, why the fuck is this dude staring at me so intently like that? Like, I mean, dude. So, I mean, of course, the general reaction of Eii-chan also makes a lot of sense. How he was getting intimidated and he didn't really know how to react because this dude kept just staring at him. And that right there, we'll have to see how Eii-chan overcomes this, if he will be fine in next week's episode, because the ball is going right towards his face. I mean, of course, it's a soft tennis ball, but I mean, you still gotta factor in, if that hits you in the face and the nose, that's gonna fucking hurt. That really will hurt, and it'll probably throw you off of your game if you have this extreme pain hit you in the face real quick. I mean, think about it. If you were to, let's say, get a giant-ass gash in your arm while you're, let's say, playing a sport or doing something or playing a game, and you know, here's a better example. Let's say you're playing a game, okay, Xbox, PlayStation, whatever, and all of a sudden your thumb just gets slashed straight down, like right here, and you have this big-ass cut and all that. Of course, it's not bleeding anymore, just throw that out the window. You're not bleeding, but there's a big cut, and it hurts every time something touches there. If you were to sit there and play your game, that would hurt. That would hurt so bad. So, think about this. I mean, if Eii-chan got hit in the face, or if he gets hit anywhere that might help him out with tennis, that is not good. It's like a handicap. So, episode of Baby Steps this week, fucking good as always. Even though it's nasty what the dude's doing, this is good growth for Eii-chan to better himself as a person and as a tennis player. So tell me your thoughts in the comments below. Y'all have a wonderful day or not, wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.